The film opens in Sonora, Mexico, with two cartel members entering a government building and surrender their weapons to security. At that point, former Marine Colt McCready enters and hands over his belt to security. As the two men enter the elevator, Colt follows. Colt immediately launches an unexpected attack, effortlessly eliminating both guys. He continues to the upper floor where he continues his attacks. Colt successfully removes the other men, cornering the final quivering mobster and exposing a photograph of his niece Haley, who is in the gang's possession. The fleeing gangster sprints downstairs, catching the attention of the armed guards, who record Colt as he leads him to a chamber. Colt warns him that Haley better be okay, and they enter the room to find her safe but afraid. Colt then murders the man. Only two armed guards enter the room, and they fall more easily than the unarmed gangsters. Colt has found a flash drive somewhere among the asses he kicked, and he guides Haley to safety. They arrive in Arizona, and Haley awakens, thanking Colt for saving her life. She wonders why the cartel wants her. However, Colt advises her to discuss it with her father. But Haley tells him that he's not her father, he's her stepfather. Back in Mexico, gangsters are cleaning up the bodies. Cartel chief, Garcia, instructs his men to find out who the gringo is. The group kidnapped Haley because they thought her stepfather, Walt, was stealing from their merchandise. The gangster that led Colt to Haley was Garcia's nephew, and he was holding the flash drive Colt took, which appears to be vital. Garcia then has the mobster who fled the room assassinated in front of everyone, stating that a soldier would never flee an attack on his family. Colt and Haley return to the ranch, where her mother, Angela, welcomes her. She also thanks Colt, but he points out that he did it for Haley, not Walt. He cautions them that the cartel would come after them, so they should flee the place. Sheriff Jasper Calloway is on the road, informing his son about all the terrible guys he's catching. Following this, he receives a phone call from Garcia, his other boss, informing him that his nephew Victor has died and that he must find out who Haley's father, Walt, paid to come collect her. Jasper tries to back out, but Garcia reminds him that seeing Jesus is always an option. Jasper agrees, and Garcia instructs him to go to Walt's ranch and arrest Colt and Haley. He would arrive sooner to deal with them himself. He then sends a picture of Colt to Jasper, who identifies him. He tells Garcia about Colt's military background, but Garcia is unconcerned. He merely wants vengeance for his nephew. Walt arrives shortly at the ranch to pick Haley and Angela. He blames Colt for the damages caused, yet he had everything under control. Colt advises him to stay away from his sister because all the troubles were caused by him. As Colt, Angela, and Haley plan to leave, they notice the sheriff coming to the ranch. Colt, being wanted by the law enforcement for past offenses, decides to hide. When Jasper arrives and his men, they decide to arrest Walt since Garcia also wants him. Walt decides to disclose Colt's hiding place to the sheriff. Jasper begs Colt to surrender himself since they just want to talk. But when he doesn't respond, Jasper sends his two deputies to go retrieve him, reassuring them that they are unlikely to perish. Deputies, Logan and Wyatt, draw their firearms and approach the residence warily. They enter the house. However, Colt quickly knocks them down and exits the building with his gun pointing at Jasper. Angela fights Jasper, allowing Colt to run into his jeep and flee, while Logan and Wyatt shoot at him. The deputies set off after Colt. They are speeding down the dirt road when they notice Colt traveling on another road adjacent to them, so they merge onto his path, hot on his heels. Back at the ranch, Jasper collects Angela and Haley's cell phones and places them in his car. Walt begs Jasper to let him go after he snitched on Colt. When Jasper refuses, he begs Jasper to put in a good word for him when Garcia arrives. Back to the car chase, the deputies attempt to run Colt off the road, but he maintains control of the jeep. Logan draws a shotgun and manages to shoot Colt's tire, but the two vehicles collide. They come out to check on him, but Colt has already taken off up the mountain. Garcia and his men arrive on the ranch and depart the jeeps, only to discover that Colt has fled, with the deputies in pursuit. Garcia is aware that Colt is dangerous, so he sends 2 goons, Reyna and Cruz, to hunt him as well. Walt tries to save his skin by apologizing to Garcia and accusing Angela of causing the troubles. Garcia accepts his apology and inquires about a flash drive, but upon discovering that Walt has no idea, Garcia shoots him dead. Garcia then leads Angela and Haley out of the police car, stating he had nothing to do with her kidnapping and asking if she saw his nephew with a flash drive. Haley does remember Colt holding a drive, but he lies to Garcia, who orders his men to keep the 2 women inside the house since he is confident Colt has it. Meanwhile, deputies Logan and Wyatt come across a split in the route and decide to part ways. The 2 thugs notice the smashed cars and start the chase. Wyatt is alone on his trail when Colt ambushes and disarms him, but Logan has followed up and is holding him at gunpoint. Colt follows his orders to surrender, but the gangsters have already arrived, opening fire and killing Logan. Colt returns fire with his shotgun before taking cover with Wyatt. Cruz yells at Colt, demanding the drive, but he refuses to hand it over. Wyatt is shot and killed while the 2 are changing positions. Colt, on the other hand, has looped around and managed to kill Reyna before running out of shots. Cruz comes to check on him and shortly engage in a fight with Colt. Garcia calls Cruz but receives no response, so he sends 2 more goons, Lobo and Aguilar. Garcia wants to learn more about Colt, and Jasper tells him how Colt saved him once. He also claims that Colt served in the military, but he was a rebel who attacked his commander and has since evaded capture. He adds that Colt is extremely skilled and brutal, but he sees that they are hiding his weakness within the room, and Angela warns that they will all perish. Lobo and Aguilar spot Colt and attempt to run him over as he rushes back to the ranch. They miss and decide to turn the block, but Colt shoots Lobo, and plainly breaks the rules of motion by jumping over the approaching vehicle. Aguilar decides to try again, but this time Colt's gun fails. He turns and sprints in a straight path across a huge open field, causing Aguilar's car to fall into a cliff. Colt shoots Aguilar in the hand, disarming him, before asking if Angela and Haley are well. Colt discovers that the disc has information about all of the cartel's operations, including bank accounts and addresses. Colt then shoots him dead before stealing his gun and fleeing back to the ranch. Jasper is concerned that his troops are not answering their radios and may have died. He gets cold feet and tries to get out of working with Garcia. But before telling him to correct it, Garcia threatens to harm his son. Colt was near the ranch when he noticed Jasper driving away. He gets to the barn and kills an armed criminal. A thug inside the house discovers the body and informs Garcia, who becomes enraged. He grabs Haley and Angela and leads them outside, demanding that Colt expose himself, or he would kill the ladies. Colt, who is nearby and hears him, chooses to drop his gun and move forward after hearing Angela cry. The gangsters all have him at gunpoint. Colt screams out to Garcia, reminding him that he has the drive, but his family must come first. Garcia has one of his guys disarm Colt and get the drive. However, as the man approaches him, Colt fights and kills the man who is holding Haley, escaping a barrage of gunshots. All the guys commence fire on the house, causing Colt to barricade himself inside and seek cover. Angela picks up an old display rifle and assists Colt in keeping the men at bay. Garcia sends 2 of his men to ambush Colt from the back of the house, but Colt sees them and shoots fire, keeping them outside before locking and barricading the back door. He instructs Angela and Haley to run upstairs as he keeps the men running for shelter. Haley picks up the phone to contact the cops, and Angela tells her that she will get Colt into jail because he has warrants. Haley still calls the cops, giving them the address and pleading for assistance. Colt's gun has run out of ammo, so he switches to his sidearm. 2 gangsters break in through the back entrance and split up to seek Colt, who kills the first while the second opens fire on him. Haley's dispatcher then calls Jasper and informs him that Haley wishes to speak with state police, but Jasper says he will respond to the call. Meanwhile, Colt flees into hiding, and the gangster pursues him before being ambushed. The two battle and exchange gunfire, one of which strikes Angela in the arm. Colt disarms the man, who knocks him back and draws a knife. The man tries to gain an advantage for a while, but Colt outpaces him and successfully knocks him down. Garcia summons his troops, but when he receives no response, he orders everyone to rush the house. Two guys go around the rear, while the other two enter from the front. Colt is besieged, but he manages to hold the soldiers back before sprinting up the stairs and escaping a hail of bullets. Colt finds himself trapped upstairs in the room while the guys exchange gunfire, tearing the house apart. As Garcia enters the house, a mobster climbs the stairs only to find himself surrounded by gunshots. Jasper returns to the farm, this time with a bulletproof vest and a shotgun. Inside, Garcia promises Colt that they will get the drive back no matter what, and knowing he would have to fight, Colt instructs Angela and Haley to move out through the roof. Angela and Haley manage to escape the room and make it outside, where Jasper notices them but leaves them alone. The criminals carefully approach the stairs, with Colt waiting behind the door, gun ready. When he hears footsteps, he opens fire, hitting one man before running out of ammo. Colt then runs through the door, utilizing one man as a human shield, before engaging in a shootout with the final man. He runs out of shots again, but that doesn't stop him from attacking the armed criminal, and the two fight. One of the men recovers and draws a knife, successfully stabbing Colt. Meanwhile, Haley and Angela arrive at a barn, attempting to start an old motorcycle, but Garcia holds them at gunpoint and orders them to step outside. He's ready to shoot them when Jasper appears, blasting him with the shotgun. This is because of the threat he made to his son. He then points his gun at Angela and Haley, demanding the drive. Now confronted with two gangsters, Colt recovers his power and proceeds to attack both of them with excellent maneuvers. He is tossed, but recovers before slaughtering both men with their own weapons. He emerges just in time to face Jasper and fires 2 shots into his vest, dropping him. Colt then offers Jasper the alternative of cuffing himself or reaching for his shotgun. Jasper contemplates the situation and attempts to reach for his gun, but is shot on the spot. Colt gives over the drive to Angela before saying farewell and riding away. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.